we use the word avant too much. Avant-garde, avant cinema, avant expressionism. Just it's so pretentious. I think.
Yeah,
and
I would agree. The grill on my car is avant-garde.
Yeah, there you go.
The stock. I'm dead serious. That's
hilarious.
Mercedes classifies it as like a specific package. It's the avant-garde.
A-U-R-D.
It's just
G-A-R-D-E.
Oh, okay.
Garde.
I thought it would be like it's a guard, like a grill.
Let me see a grill.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like it's a strong staple in American culture to rip on French things, and yet we use that word so much in just bland, lifeless marketing talk, and I don't care for it. Don't like it.
Yeah.
Don't like it.
It can get applied to stuff that's really not that interesting or cool. But I like a lot of like stuff that would be considered avant-garde, like Frank Zappa or whatever. But,
the our album today, Mars Audiac Quintet by Stereolab.
Yes. 1994.
Indeed, I was reading a descriptor on that, and I think Stereolab is classified as like avant pop. Is their genre?
I could see
Dude,
that.
they have like 40 genres.
This is the one that came. It kind of.
I could definitely see that though.
It was not a good way
good descriptor.
for me to be introduced to them, because I was like,
There's that word.
But then I found out that they are French. At the very least, their lead vocalist, Laetitia Sadier, is I think she's born in France, or she definitely speaks and can sing.
I assume they were all French.
I don't know if Tim Gain, the guitarist, is French, but maybe.
It's what, English French or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, they're right there.
I also heard post-rock used with them. People say maybe they were one of the first bands to be classified as post-rock.
That. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
like Creed.
Well, we'll get to that.
Okay.
There's a Creed tie-in with this album.
Really?
No.
Graham's first Super Bowl.
I wish. Yeah.
That wasn't even the Super Bowl.
No,
that
it
was
wasn't.
a Thanksgiving game.
It was a Thanksgiving game. I was there.
With arms wide open.
Do you remember where you were?
Anyway.
Anywho,
sorry.
This is, I guess, space age pop is another.
Space is a good word to use with these guys. Definitely.
Sure. I wouldn't say it's like that weird. I mean, it's odd.
Space, like drone rock. Drone, that would be the one word I would use to describe this band. Not in a bad way.
Because what they'll do is like use one idea and just build on it the whole song.
Exactly.
And that really kind of was monotonous to me.
I was going to say, I could see that being extremely divisive. You're either going to love or hate this sound.
The first 6 songs on this album, I was just like, oh my gosh. Well, hold on. It's the Anamorphose, which is, I think, like over 7 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so that's stilted. And
that's the only one I put, this is a little too repetitive for my liking.
I was literally like...
It was too much.
I want to be clear. I listened to every song on here, full album. On this song,
you skipped.
I was skipping like, okay, is this going to be the same thing a minute later? And it was like, yes, it was. And I was like, okay.
I did the same thing.
Yep, I did that.
I told myself I wouldn't do it because I did it in one album, and I was like, I won't do that again. I did it on that song.
Yeah.
I listened to the full thing.
And I couldn't tell that I skipped forward. Like, I hit it perfectly in sequence.
Yep.
With a part that it just played.
Picked up on the structure, and it's just like, okay, I'm just waiting for that, maybe just a note change or just a quick chord shift, and it's going to be different, and that's
Do you think that's some kind of play on the song title? This is just a horrible tie-in, but like Anamorphose, the book
I knew
series,
you were going there.
You know, just like it's something morphing, right? And it's like the song never morphed into anything. I can see that. Like
I would say that, but you could say that for a lot of these early songs.
Yes, go ahead.
No, just like it kind of works. Like I see your point, and I'm with you.
Yeah.
It also kind of works on ping pong when it's just like back and forth and back and forth.
Yeah.
But then you get shit like, the Trent Sauna 5 and like 3D melody, and it's just this one like beat or this one melody just done over and over. And keep in mind, like I actually kind of like the sound in a lot of these songs, but it's just it doesn't.
Oddly enough,
it does not change at all.
Right.
This album, I liked it on the first pass through, but it really grew on me.
Yeah.
Like revisiting it, I was like, dude, I kind of want to go re-listen to something.
Yep. I played it in the car a lot, and I had checked these guys out before.
Great driving music.
Because the friend of ours that requested this.
Oh yeah, this is a request.
Yeah,
FYI.
Yeah, the friend of ours that requested this had told me to check these guys out a while back,
In the car.
and I had, and so I was familiar and knew a little bit of what to expect, and I liked them. I was gonna say that, yeah, it seems like they're doing something with like the early songs do kind of stick to that drone thing, but then like in the back half of the album, there's more variety.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I wonder.
Oh my gosh! Thank God.
I'm thinking maybe they have some like deep like philosophical statement there.
I kept looking for one. I did so after I finished this album. I did so much reading about Stereolab.
Yeah.
And this album specifically.
The first song, 3D Melody, like just going through like one set of word, like the lyrics, I was like, whoa, that was a lot more profound than I hadn't done any research or anything on these guys.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, you know, cool little drum, bass, keys to kick things off. And then when the words started coming through, I was like, whoa, this is not the lyrical content I expected to. And I ended up pulling the lyrics up and reading along with every song I listened to. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like,
they're kind of deep.
I had a huge appreciation for that.
I need to go back because a lot of times I couldn't like understand them.
Yeah,
because the accent.
It's so low too in the mix.
Yes.
Like the vocals are so quiet.
She's got that high pitchy voice too. It's hard to pick.
Real small,
for sure. Yes.
Like real small sound.
Yeah,
but it worked.
And sometimes she sings low, I think.
Yeah.
And sometimes kind of like a monotone, like kind of go with that droning thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're French art rock thing.
Mm-hmm.
They're into deep philosophical ideas and left-wing politics, and like I would like to go back and kind of check out more of the lyrics because I mostly listen to the music.
Just the same thing the whole time.
Yeah.
Musically,
I mean, well,
sure,
a lot of building,
like the same, but song to song it changes, but. Yeah, they do that thing where it drones and maybe they'll build on it with some voices.
I thought Wow and Flutter was the same song as 3D Melody.
Dude, I really liked Wow and Flutter.
Is that track 2?
Yeah.
Yes, I put a star by that.
Until that UFO sound effect, I thought that was the same song as the first one.
Right.
Which I liked, by the way.
I will admit that, some of them I could see getting confused. Cool drummer.
Yeah.
Real strong.
What's the thing I loved about this is I've never heard somebody like softly jam. Like that's how I would describe it, is it was like a jam, but it wasn't like loud and in your face, but it was still like a jam. I couldn't put my finger on how to describe that.
That's a good way to explain it.
Just kind of like building tension.
Softly jamming. Like, these guys are going hard, but they're not. Like
right.
Yeah.
Would you almost say it's like building tension that doesn't really resolve?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, what did you say?
Like a voice crack?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I didn't notice that.
Dude, it ripped my throat out. Sorry.
But yeah, actually on track 2, I said same kind of song as the first one, but better.
Yeah.
So
I liked it more.
And with the lyrics.
Yeah, and there's cool panning in the headphones, kind of from one ear to the other. You've got synths kind of bouncing around in your ears, all kinds of sounds.
As it were. No, that's
next.
I was gonna take us to Trent Sauna.
Yes.
Your favorite track?
Go ahead.
I liked the heavier guitar, that bluesier sound.
Very Spirit in the Sky.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good comp.
Definitely.
Really good comp. She does sing lower in this song.
Yeah.
You're right about that.
Yeah.
She does some.
I like the
nice
simplicity.
vocal
This was the first one where I was like, okay, droning. Like, now I see there's a common theme here. We're 3 in and droning.
Yeah.
There's the voice crack.
Oh,
Man, this vaccine's got you all.
dude,
He's wonked out.
I don't know what's
man.
going on here.
He's not ready to
Wonked
talk
out.
about Stereolab.
Let's see.
Is that Graham Greene does that?
I think it's Al Green.
Who's still alive? No, it's Norman Greenbaum.
Wait, are you talking about Spirit in the Sky?
Yeah.
Norman Greenbaum.
Okay.
I didn't realize that's what y'all were talking
Graham
about.
Greene is an author, I think.
I think he's an actor too.
You might be right.
Oh my god.
Norman Greenbaum.
He is not featured on this album, regardless. That's a good comparison.
He's not, but yeah, I bet they're big Norman Greenbaum fans.
I could see him being huge
Spicy.
in Europe.
Yeah. But yeah, I dug it. Kind of heavy guitar.
Yeah.
And,
Drone City.
Huh?
I said Drone City.
That's right.
Stefan,
Dare anyone
please do your worst attempt at the song title of the next
Desert Toils Electroniques.
All right.
No,
Electronic Quest.
the drumming on this one kind of reminded me of Genesis, which was not a knock in its favor.
Dude, immediately reminded
Okay.
me of Eminence Front.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
immediately.
Which is kind of a droney thing.
Like, I think it might be the same exact.
Yeah. I'll have to go back and listen to that Genesis. I could see it. Oh, there's a drum machine.
Yeah.
That could be why.
Maybe.
I made note of that.
I'm fine with French lyrics, by the way.
Hey,
Like
yeah.
that is not an issue for me at
It's
all.
beautiful
I'm fine
language.
with it. Yeah, it is.
It's a romance language.
It is indeed. I was not.
Dude, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I mean, I was not the biggest fan of this song personally. I thought it was kind of annoying.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan. I said kind of boring. There's some flutes, which is
Yeah.
kind of fun.
Yeah.
It sounds nice, but the lack of changes got a little boring.
Yeah.
I was going to say that the singer, if you've ever listened to Velvet Underground,
Mm-hmm.
the female singer, Nico, who I believe is like German, maybe French, but she has a heavy accent. Reminds me a lot of this vocalist.
Okay.
I think there had to have been an influence.
Dude, listen to this. Tell me, Eminence Front.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Drum
yeah.
machine.
Yeah.
Pete Townsend was into that kind of thing.
This is one thing about this album that is so interesting is that like if you didn't like the first like 10-20 seconds of the song, you probably weren't gonna
Right.
like it. Like
Yeah, that's fair.
kind of like right off the bat, like if you're not digging the sound,
It's not going to change much from there.
That's what made Anamorphose so goddamn annoying. I was like, I saw the length and I was like, Jesus.
Yeah.
I was going to say one more thing about whatever.
Detroit Electronique.
Detroit, yes.
Mm-hmm.
You'll appreciate this. I thought it had kind of a maxophone-y sound. Like there was some weird
Prog rock?
French prog,
Yeah.
because they're French prog.
Okay.
And I there was some odd,
Yeah.
like, nods to that, I thought.
could-
I put French prog pop.
Yeah, I could see that because it doesn't have changes like a prog song would, but
Yeah.
like there is
The
kind of
sounds.
the
were-
drums maybe, the
Yeah.
beats. And I read their bio. Yeah, they're also
No
influenced
choice.
by like, huh?
That's a note choice, too.
Yeah.
What were you saying? The influence?
Yeah, influenced a lot of like krautrock bands, like
yeah.
Can I think was one of them, and God, what's the other one?
Rammstein.
Kraftwerk maybe. Kraftwerk.
Yeah.
Krautrock?
Yeah. It's like
You
kind of a
make sauerkraut,
German
just-
prog rock genre.
Sauerkraut.
I may put one album on the list. It's not something I'm super knowledgeable about, but krautrock.
Okay. I like that name.
Yeah.
Krautcore.
Good name for a genre.
Yeah.
So ping pong.
It's catchy. Kind of
Some
have the
strong 80s vibes.
yeah, it's kind of the synth and the kind of
Chicago.
brassy pop. Yeah, for sure.
Chicago vibes.
The lyrical content also really made me
Yes,
appreciate
I put
this
love
one
the
more.
lyrical
Very
content.
satirical.
So intense and serious compared to
Yeah,
the music.
heaviest the sound had been up to that
Mhm.
point
Yeah.
on this album.
You know, you mentioned Chicago. I mean, there is kind of a jazzy progression to it.
Mhm.
I wrote
The
down
brass.
XTC, which is like an 80s band that kind of like that kind of odd choice of, you know, it doesn't really go where you're expecting it to, maybe just kind of builds tension. But yeah, kind of jazzy progression, but it, you know, it doesn't really like resolve or like, you know, satisfy the listener in the way that they might expect. This looked to be the most popular song on the album.
Ping Pong.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Ping Pong.
It was catchy. And those kinds of songs.
Ping Pong.
Those kinds of songs.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
That's the.
And the repetitive stuff can kind of have like a hypnotic effect and kind of meditate to it.
And it's fine if that's the sound you want. I just feel like if that's what you're going for, at least for me anyway, I just feel like you can't overstay your welcome if that's what you're going for.
Yeah, man, but it's Avant.
Damn you. Damn you.
Got you there.
You gotta, they're making an artistic statement.
They are. Bless them, they are.
I know, I dig it, you know?
Yeah.
Nothing besides track 2, though, has really made me perk up.
That's funny. Wow and Flutter, I think, was my favorite.
2? Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
About 3 longers later. Longe.
The 7-minute tune?
No, that was Anamorphose, which you've heard me
we
bitch
started
about
with
that.
that,
So we're on number 7.
Yeah, we jumped in.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah.
Was anyone reminded of Muse at the end of this song?
The distorted bass.
Yes.
When the band kicks in, it's so fuzzy.
Yes.
I could see that.
I wrote whoa because this is like the first song where there's like a significant change.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like a different section.
Dude, some flanger.
The bass line, like a minute and a half in.
Yes.
I was shocked when it hit that.
I really liked this.
I did too.
Did you notice the painting too in the beginning?
I didn't note that, but I did in
Keys and
an
vocal
earlier
painting.
song. Yeah. I can see. I love that stuff. Yeah, there was. I wrote there's kind of more feeling in the melodies and the way it's sung. Like, and maybe that's kind of what they were doing. Like a lot of repetitive drony stuff, and then they're gonna kind of wake you up.
I think Anamorphose was like, we're just gonna ooze out all the drone we can, and then
just ooze it out.
Yeah, just let it ooze.
Yeah. It was shocking for sure. It definitely made me sit up when I heard it.
Yeah.
It has a kind of more of an impact when you're not expecting it.
I think I'm torn between this and Trent Sauna 5 is my favorite song.
Yeah.
Okay. How about the next?
This one, I had flashbacks to the review of Pornography. There were moments when the guitar would get a little heavier, and I thought we were heading towards a shift, and then it would just sort of downbeat into that standard sound they had. It's like, I was reminded of songs just like, you thought they were going to break into something more, and I just felt like I got blue-balled by Nihilist Assault Group. I didn't.
Dude,
I was kind of disappointed by this one.
I said this was a jam.
Yeah.
And I like the odd little switch up mid-song.
All right.
I enjoyed it. It was upbeat.
Yeah. Nice bass line too.
Yeah, and you know, the fuzziness, fuzz guitar, kind of some glitching in the I was like, okay, so once again I'm noticing that the back half of this album seems to have some I can't read my handwriting, curveballs, but it sticks to the you know, they still will go back to the drony thing, but they'll throw some curveballs at you in the structure. And by the way, when you reference the review of Pornography, that's an album that we did, not a switch,
not a genre.
Yeah. There's no side podcast where we're
That's on the Patreon.
Yeah, it's the OnlyFans account.
Yes.
International coloring contest.
Can anyone find out what that audio was from the start? It's the laughter, so full of ideas. Here's another one.
Oh yeah,
I
didn't
looked
know.
high and low for
Yeah.
what that was. I don't think that was anyone from the band. I think that was like exterior
Aliens.
French dude.
You did get
French
some,
aliens.
Definitely got some weird humming.
Spacey.
Yeah, which
Very
definitely had that vibe.
sounding.
I enjoyed this one.
I liked this
It was
one.
weird in a good way,
Yeah.
and I was
Put a
on
star
board for
by
it.
it.
Really
Well.
liked the feel.
Liked it.
Cool synths.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Killer.
Stars, Our
It's
Destination.
Fitting name, given the.
I love the
sound.
progression in that one.
Yep. Yeah. Big old crescendo.
That's all I put.
Yeah,
I love the progression.
There wasn't
That's all
much
I
to
got.
this one, honestly. Right. After the build up.
Yeah, I noted that there's a drum machine again, which I'm not always a huge fan of. It's not like a super cheesy sounding drum machine, but they kind of go back and forth between that and their drummer, who I think is really awesome.
Yeah.
I think the drums sound great on this album.
Me too.
Some nice and kind of fancy sounding synths on this track.
How about
Transport San Bougere. The guitar and drums.
I'm gonna try to intentionally just butcher it.
Guitar and drums were a little heavy. This and the next one, I didn't have much for it.
I liked the drums a lot in this one, and I thought the synth outro was pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fat synth sound.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And there's also that kind of repeated vocal loop
Mm-hmm.
that just kind of loops and loops.
That's what I like about this band is it's like whenever they want something in the forefront, everything else does one thing, and then it gets all the attention.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Like it just okay, we're gonna showcase this. Everything else is gonna be just the exact same thing.
Yeah,
you know, just everybody gets their own turn.
I like
in the
it.
spotlight. There's no overlapping or, you know.
Yeah,
it fits well.
That'd be kind of fun to see live. Just like it's intense to like lock into a groove and just kind of
just
keep doing it.
And then there's like this one standout thing.
Nobody like overshadows the other person. There were a lot of like tambourines and ride cymbals going on in both ears on this one.
Yeah.
It kind of created a cool like kind of like depth. Like it felt like a real wide sounding song. I thought this had kind of more of a variation and progression, like more of a pop song. I like the vocal melody. Liked it.
I should have looked up what these French titles meant. That was a big miss on my part.
What is it? Bouger? What's that word?
Bougie?
Booger? Bowler?
Let me see it.
Anyone want to try pronouncing song number 12?
Sure.
Transport without booger?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, how do you land fair?
Go for it.
What did you guys think of Booger?
Land fair de forme? I don't know.
There you go.
Just destroying. Lay in for death's form.
This song, it was a flat line for me.
Really?
I was kind of bored on this one.
Put fun little intro. Really like this track.
Yeah, kind of odd timing.
Yeah, definitely.
I kept thinking about the Cars, the band. And specifically, I wish I had like a musical term for this. Maybe, I guess syncopation would work. But
yeah,
I kept going back to the song "Just What I Needed."
Okay.
Where there's kind of that drop beat, where the drummer almost like turns the beat around.
Oh yeah, the yeah, exactly.
This drummer, I mean, he could have picked it up anywhere, but maybe he was a fan of that kind of thing. But he does that a lot, where it's like odd timing, real subtle, but just takes a lot of skill.
Yeah, simple, like a very simple change.
Yes,
absolutely.
Cool rhythm section, especially in this song. Very bass driven.
Outer accelerator.
So weird, and I like the scraping sound you hear during that intro. I like that they took a while to get the singing to kick in.
Yeah.
I like that distorted babble talk we get in the end. It was
time change at 4:20.
Yep, that's what I bet.
Oh, was it?
I
really?
starred that one. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I made note of that for sure. What did y'all think of this song?
This I marked as when the album started becoming long-winded.
Yeah.
I was like,
well, luckily it's towards the end.
Yeah, I know. I was like, okay, this is the drone thing is kind of starting to drone.
It's a long album, right?
I mean, it is
over an hour.
Yeah. I said not bad though. It was just I was kind of like starting to look at my clock, like okay.
I think that feeling after Anamorphose.
Dang,
really.
This must have been a beating.
No, because the first half was kind of tiresome, but the second, I thought that the back end was so different, and I think it made up for it.
Okay.
So I could make it through like that after that. I think the Anamorphose is the longest song on here.
Brutal.
I got almost a Beatley vibe at the outro of this song.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like, you know, like on Strawberry Fields or something, they'll have this little like mini song at the end that it fades into, and it's just super trippy and experimental. That reminded me of that with kind of the wah pedal.
I can see that.
Yeah, I didn't have a ton on this other than there's that kind of unexpected shift.
Right.
Yeah.
Second to the last track.
New Orthophony.
I loved the bass line in this. Liked the way the drums fell in. Super spacey sound.
Loved the spacey sound.
I love the dreamy.
We all wrote spacey because I've got
the dreamy guitar strumming mid-song.
Yeah.
Vocals lay over beautifully. Loved this track.
Hummy ringing sound. Yeah, it's a nice one.
You know, Travis, I know you're a fan of this, but the midway point progression kind of reminded me of Starship Trooper. Progression.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I can play it for us after this, but or I guess we can play it now. But
I love that progression.
Yeah, real kind of epic and kind of dark sounding.
I think I would have preferred it if this had ended the album, honestly.
Yeah.
I like this more than Fiery Yellow.
Agreed. Fiery Yellow, just chill outro.
Yeah.
Dude, I wrote Billie Eilish
on Fiery Yellow.
Yeah, because that little, like, you know, mallet instrument that kind of goes through. I mean, I'm sure it's...
I had xylophone sounding thing, and I didn't bother to look up what it was.
It's probably electronic, like
it
synth
is.
thing that's, like, programmed.
You like that maraca shaking sound you had going there.
I wrote that this song was kind of frustrating.
Yes.
I 100% agree they should have ended with the previous track.
I had disappointing finish.
I would have rated it probably a half point higher if they ended with
New Orthophony.
Yes. And knowing them, maybe this has some kind of artistic significance. 100%. Like, we want to frustrate the consumer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Fair enough.
I don't know. They're these kind of French intellectual types.
Right.
That's what it sounds like.
Right.
Yeah.
Anywho.
I will say, with a name like Stereolab, having never heard anything by them, I thought it was going to be like just a max overload of so many different sounds and like effects and you know. So this was it's kind of ironic, I guess. That they were a droney.
It is kind of an odd name.
You know, I feel like everything, just the whole concept of this band is semi-ironic.
Yeah. I can see that. They're very minimalist.
Extremely.
But
very outspoken. Like it's very simple, but like there's a lot to it.
Yeah, I'd agree. Very.
I think
subtle.
Minimalist is the good because minimalist can have
easy to miss.
Have subtext to it.
Yes.
Just because you're not terribly demonstrative.
Material. You've got to sit down and like focus on this. Like I was
going to say, it'd be easy to just casually listening to totally miss the point.
Yeah, I'd agree. That's a good point.
But I'll definitely check out some more of their stuff.
Yeah,
me too.
I read that I guess their earlier stuff was more rock focused, so I'll definitely check that out. I'm sure I'd like that.
Yeah.
And I also read that they changed personnel like every album.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I did see there was a long list on the Wikipedia members.
Yeah, I think this one had some new keys player or something. And like I saw a bunch of band pics and it was like different people in every picture.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
How many people are
4 at a time?
Okay.
I think 4 or 5.
I could see that. Well, it's the Mars Audiac Quintet.
There you go.
Maybe a machine was one of them.
Oh, that is the ultimate.
We'll have to ask the requester of this album.
He will definitely know. He will definitely know.
We'll pick his brain.
He'll know like past members too.
Right. And yeah, this doesn't seem to be like one of their more popular albums. Like there are a couple that are real famous.
It's not in like on Spotify. It's not on the
Emperor Tomato Ketchup, I think, is a famous one, which sounds badass.
I'm gonna have to listen to that one.
Dots and Loops, which sounds like them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would definitely check out something else, and I would recommend this if you're you know, a close listener and want to hear something kind of different. Like I've never heard anything like this.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
That's kind of what I was gonna give it.
I think I'm a notch below y'all. 6.5.
Okay,
fair enough.
Yeah, I just that first half is just brutal.
Yeah,
straight uphill.
It was just you mentioned they might have been like fucking with the purchasers on that account, and if that's the case, fully support them on that.
Yeah.
Keep doing stuff like that.
Right.
But just
the whole premise behind this album.
I love when bands and really any artist just fucks with their audience like that. I'm absolutely on board with that. But just taking that out of the context, like the album itself, I don't know if I see myself going back to listening to this whole thing again.
Sure.
There are a bunch of songs on here that I've already listened to more than once.
Anamorphose.
No. But no, there's I definitely want to get into the band more, so definitely give it points on that. But yeah, not the best experience overall.
Okay.
The whole album.
Yeah, I can see this being very polarizing. Like
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're gonna love it or hate it.
if it had continued like the first 5 or 6 tracks through the whole thing, yeah, I'd have a different view of it.
Right.
But because they started changing things up,
I still like the album.
Yeah.
I want to be.
oh
clear
yeah,
on
that was clear to me.
Glad it's not like a regret that
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
given to it.
Something like this always makes me think, like, because it's not a concept album, like, would a rearrangement of the tracks totally change my opinion of it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, okay, the first half, blah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, what if they just staggered tracks from the first to the second half? Like, would it have been a notch up for you?
I would
by just changing the track order.
If they swapped Fiery Yellow with New Orthophony or even Outer Accelerator, this would have been a 7 for me. If they had ended it on a stronger note, I definitely would have marked it higher.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's a risky
fizzle in, fizzle out. I thought, and I don't know. I don't mean to be a dick to say all that.
I'm sure they're probably dicks too.
It's possible.
But a lot of those people make great music.
It's true.
Absolutely.
True.
All them dicks.
I would recommend it, and I wish I'd listened to this in the car. This is perfect driving music.
Yeah,
even the songs that don't do a whole lot and don't have many changes. Right. Like there's a place for them in this world for sure.
I picture somebody like in a slug bug or something, kind of from the '60s, just kind of cruising around.
Yeah.
Very German or French.
Yeah, the old Volkswagen.
Peugeot.
Okay,
it's gotta be a Peugeot.
Yeah, you're the expert on this stuff.
That's true.
Or like a little scooter or something.
Yeah.
Good moped music.
A Vespa.
Yeah.
With like some Bluetooth speakers taped to your helmet.
Yeah.
Baby blue and white.
Do you know Sprockets from SNL?
Yes.
I kept thinking about them for some reason.
That Euro punk sound.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just kind of very arty.
Oh yeah.
And yeah. But dug it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I had anything else to add, but
I didn't either.
Thanks for the request.
Indeed.
Yes.
We are always open to them.
That's
just drop
right.
it in the comments. It's going on the list. No charge, no anything. Just the album
That's
you
right,
want,
man.
and it shall be reviewed.
Yeah.
If you're still with us, thank you so much. We are 3 different ones. Be sure to like, subscribe, share this episode wherever you can or want to. And even if you don't want to, come back to see us. We'll be here. We'll see you.
Peace.